another episode of Ignite Your Power, the Kathy Mao podcast. I'm so excited for you guys to be here every Friday or every week listening, wanting to learn, to grow, and to live the BS life, aka the Bliss Soft life, which is a concept that I came about. And so if you're listening, you're here wanting to improve, grow, self-development, mental health, just be a better person. And when you live a BS life, it's about living in your power. It's about being the most authentic you that you can ever be. And when you are living this life, life is so full of bliss, happiness, joy. You overcome adversities and hardships sooner, faster because you have the tools to get there and to learn and to know that every lesson in life is a learning point, right? And so you are here because you want to live the life that you desire and that you deserve. Are soul amazing beings here on earth for a human experience. And this is what I truly believe. And so you are the creator of your reality. So you being here is wanting to ignite your powers so you can live exactly the way you are meant to live. And so today I wanted to talk about something very, very important that I feel is needed for all of us to live ABS life or to live the life that you truly desire. You have to be grounded. And I've learned this from my own empowerment coach. So my empowerment coach, Simona, is so incredible. She literally helped me tap in more in depth into my soul being and to really overcome whatever I've been stuck with in a very, very simple way. And now I get to teach these tools to you guys. And it's just so rewarding when you actually understand and grasp the concept of grounding. And so a lot of people, she literally asked me though, a lot of people don't really know what grounding is, but grounding is really a incredible, simple, but powerful tool that helps us stay present and balanced. So when you're grounded, I believe it's just like a feeling or moment of reconnecting with the present moment where you're in the present, but you have this feeling of this energy of like this peaceful, calming, energetic feeling. And I think I heard an example of like how grounding would feel. So like, when you ground though, grounding, you have to ground with or doing practices that help you stay aligned to your true soul being. And you only know that when you feel grounded. And for me, what grounding is like, when I'm able to connect to Mother Earth Gaia, and I feel like that positive energy and all the negative energy leave out of me. So kind of like a current, like the negative positives. And then when you actually feel aligned and grounded, it's like this peaceful feeling that you get. And when you're in this peaceful state and quietness, it's like you're literally being in bliss in the present moment. But I know a lot of other people have their own explanations of how they ground and what grounding feels like to them. But it really is an incredible, simple, powerful tool to literally help us stay present and balanced. And it's needed because we live in a world that is constantly like on the go, right? Like it's always pulling us in different directions and we're always on the go, go, go. We're in a fast-paced environment. So grounding is a necessity and it's a way that it helps us to reconnect with ourselves. And to reconnect with ourselves is to connect with your soul being. And your soul being is obviously more than just this physical human body, right? It's like your soul is, there's different parts of your soul is here and then up in higher source, etc. But think about it though, only parts of our souls can come to earth because this is such a low vibrational space and energy that our energy being, our soul being is like this amazing I'm sure, high vibrational, so energetic that obviously you can't bring all of that energy down here, right? In a low vibrational state. So only little parts of our souls can be here. Think about it. Isn't that fascinating that, only parts of your souls that you chose for yourself to be here in this lifetime to learn certain things and certain lessons that you really wanted and certain experiences? When you think of it that way, isn't that pretty cool though? That it's so the reality that you really think you're stuck in is not really that true reality because, right, we are soul beings and we've had multiple experiences and we are experiencing other things in different realms, etc. So in this lifetime, I'm here to teach you how grounding is so important. But besides that, let's dive into why grounding is so important today and how it affects our body and mind. And I'll share 3 exercises you could start using today. So get comfy, go get a warm glass of water or water with lemon, whatever you want, and a journal. And let's get started. So, why grounding is important? I already explained, right? But grounding is all about reconnecting with the present moment, both physically and mentally. So when we ground ourselves, we're engaging in practices that keep us anchored rather than swept up by stress, worry, or overthinking. Let's talk about what's happening biologically when we ground. When we feel stressed, our body often enters a fight or flight mode, activating the sympathetic nervous system. So this response is helpful in emergencies, but in our day-to-day lives, it often leaves us feeling anxious and overwhelmed. Think about it. So our ancestors had this fight and flight mode because we needed to run away from tigers, or like when we're in super danger, we needed that to like, right, survive. But now we don't do that. We don't have tigers running around, but it shows up differently in our daily lives. Like you sitting there in traffic and you're just like so anxious and so mad, and it's just so bad for our bodies because your nervous system doesn't know how to regulate that, and you're feeling it like that twice a day, every day. Think about how your body is so stressed out by this. Think about your nervous system. Grounding can activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for the rest and digest response. And so we want to always try to be in this state, but it's hard for a lot of us to get to this state. So this is why meditating is so popular, breath work. These are ways to help with getting that rest and digest response going. And so when our minds is calm, it helps lowers our heart rate and helps us focus much better too. And people also, when they are super, super overwhelmed with work, I know when I do, I get so stressed and anxious. People go for walks because that's another way to ground yourself too. When you're out in nature, right? The best way you can ground yourself is just to go out, put your feet on the floor, bare feet on the floor, and try to just connect with Mother Earth, Gaia, and that energy. Even if you don't see the energy, you can feel it because, again, everything is energy. Isn't that crazy? Everything is energy. So, not only that, grounding can also reduce inflammation too. Studies suggest that physical contact with the earth, think barefoot, walking or lying on grass, may transfer electrons from the earth into our bodies. So these electrons are thought to act as antioxidants, neutralizing free radicals that cause inflammation. This effect may even reduce pain and improve recovery in some people. And from a spiritual point of view, it's because we're all energy, everything's energy. And so if you're trying to release the negative and bring in the positive of, Mother Earth Gaia energy, that's how you're gonna be able to ground yourself, help heal your body naturally, holistically. And it's just so easy. Isn't that wild? It's pretty cool. And I can't believe, like, growing up, we were never taught this as a kid. But when you think about it, though, when you're a kid, you're more willingly to, like, go play in the dirt. I know I was. I would, like, go in and, like, play in the creek. I would play in the grass all day. Like, we barely wore our shoes. Yeah, we were pretty dirty as kids, but think about it though. It's okay to be dirty and to be able to ground yourself and be pure and happy and joyous instead of like being a grumpy old like person that a lot of us are. We're very high strung, annoyed, anxious, lots of health issues, mental health issues, so much going on because we're so far from our true being and who we are supposed to be. And so many of us don't even know how to ground ourselves to even know what that feeling means or what that feeling is like. It's really sad. So, luckily, I'm here to teach you guys. Luckily, I have such a great coach that taught me these tools to really tap into my own power so then I can teach them. And I'm not gonna lie, yes, I coached with her for a month and I'm still going through practicing in my day-to-day life. It's not the easiest when you are trying to change habits from like years and years, right? I am 36 years old, so I'm trying to change habits of my 36-year-old life. I've been very, very annoyed with myself for not being able to grasp on like being a perfect person and taking on these tools and then be like, okay, I got it. I'm this calm, present, grounded person all the time. No, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not all the time. But I feel like I'm calmer than usual, in a lot of instances. And before I would have just been like a ticking time bomb, not even joking. Okay, still rarely though. Rare do I have that, but it's because I have lack of sleep, and there's just a lot of other reasons. But for the most part, I feel like I'm more of a calm person, which has been so amazing. And it's because I've noticed that a lot of the times I'm not grounded. And so this is why I wanted to do today's episode because this has changed my life immensely, and I hope this can change your life as well. So let's get into some grounding exercises that I want to teach you guys. These are pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie, unless you want to make it harder than it is. But again, don't think that okay, you learn it and then you should again be a pro at it. Okay, if you are, kudos to you. Me, it takes a while, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So, number one thing that I want to teach you guys to grounding is I am affirmation. This is such a powerful affirmation for me that my coach taught me because it really does. It teaches me to ground myself. So every time I get high strung and I'm like so anxious, so overwhelmed, all I say is I am grounded in my being. And that is that. It's so easy. I am grounded in my being. And I've been saying that nonstop. I'm not even joking you. I would drive and I'm like, I'm grounded in my being. I'm grounded in my being. And this is like a way for you to really ground yourself, to like let your true soul being know. And if you can, try to put your foot on the floor when you're saying this I am affirmation and see how that feels for you. Okay, another simple one is to do a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 sensory exercise. And this exercise is a favorite for grounding because it uses your senses to bring you back into the moment, right? When you use all of your senses, it is such a powerful tool. So just sit down in a meditative state if you can, with your foot on the floor per usual, and then like close your eyes and breathe in. And just try to get yourself to be aware, be present as much as you can, and start noticing the 5 things you can see around you and take a moment to really observe them. Then next, notice 4 things you can physically feel. This could be the chair you're sitting on, the fabric of your clothes, or even the ground beneath your feet. And then identify 3 things you can hear and pay attention to both nearby and distant sounds. After that, I want you to find 2 things you can smell. If you're outside, take in the fresh air or maybe smell the coffee you're holding. Finally, notice 1 thing you can taste. Maybe it's the lingering taste of your last sip of tea or coffee, or just your bad mouth aftertaste of having it be dry like me right now. I'm just kidding. Um, but just use your senses, and you don't even have to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can just do at least one of each. One thing you see, one thing you hear, one thing you touch, right? And just use those senses because those literally help you get into the present moment and helps you calm yourself. Um, Another one is barefoot walking or earthing yourself. And this one is straightforward, but really, truly effective. And really, being barefoot and connecting to that energy will really help you. And all you have to do is just find a safe, natural surface like grass, sand, or dirt and walk barefoot. And there's something about that physical connection with the earth that's incredibly calming. So if you're able to spend at least 5 to 10 minutes doing this each day, the simple act of earthing can help you feel more grounded, centered, and even improve your sleep over time. And this is how powerful it is. And it sounds so easy, but a lot of us don't even do that, right? You're not going outside. We're always on with shoes on if we do go outside because we're so scared to get our feet dirty. But think about just being 5 minutes outside, grounding yourself. See how that feels and having that sun beaming on your face or your body. Ooh, like seriously, that's so powerful. Um, I'll give you guys one more bonus one. I love breath work and visualization, and it's just such a powerful tool. And this one, my coach taught me, and it was very simple. And she's like, all you have to do is just sit down, close your eyes, visualize like a beautiful color of whatever color, not your favorite color, but when I was doing it, I like visualized, I was thinking of yellow, and then it was going into my belly and up, and then going all around me, and I was breathing in that color and then letting it out like the disgusting color that I do not like. Then breathing it in and feeling it with your whole body. And then you just do it for like a minute and see how that feels for you. But this exercise really is just so easy because it combines the deep breathing and with a powerful visualization. And all you have to do is just sit there and imagine yourself with this beautiful color. And it lets go of stress, anxiety, or energy that doesn't serve you. And that's all you have to do. So, this practice not only helps you feel stable, but also builds resilience over time. And if you're ever feeling overwhelmed or disconnected, taking a few moments to visualize or do this visualization work can bring you back to a piece of calm and being in the present. And I gave you 4 tools today, and isn't all of those so easy? I mean, running yourself doesn't have to be hard, but I feel like a lot of us don't know that we aren't grounded. And signs that you're not in a grounded state, obviously, is when you're anxious, nervous, right? All the negative feelings, anxious, nervous, overwhelmed, depressed, upset, angry, irritated, like all these negative things. It means that you're so out of balance with yourself that you need to bring it back in. Grounding is so, so powerful, and I can't really emphasize that enough. And I've told you guys that I've been practicing to try to be in the present moment because, again, I think I said this last week or maybe 2 weeks ago on my podcast episode saying how I've been trying to want to be in the present moment because I'm the person who always regrets things. So then I'm always either living in the past, right? When you regret things, mostly you're living in the past. And then I'm always anxious and wanting certain things coming to me because I'm always thinking about the future. And I saw a meme or like something online. It was saying like you want something so badly in the future because that is already yours. And all you have to do is just keep going until that's obtained. And I was like, wow, that is such a powerful thought process. Like yeah, it's the future me that hasn't gotten it yet, but it will be that. And that's why I want it so bad. But why be so stuck in the future and not even notice you now present and what you have came so far from overcoming whatever you've come and to not only live in the now. And so for me, it's not like I can't even stop thinking about the future because I already, I want to be so further in my career. I want, all these luxurious, nice things that I've been trying to obtain. And I can't even be in the present moment to appreciate what I have already. And so that's why being in the present is so important. That's why being in gratitude is so important. And so grounding myself has been a part of that grounding process of being in gratitude. And so I can appreciate what I have now. Like today, I had a cleaner come to my house. Like that's something I've been manifesting for years. And I've been manifesting for my own home with my husband for like 20 years. Not 20. Okay, yeah, 20 years. And finally, we've had our house for 2 years now. And like I can't even bask in what I already have, right? And so when I look at my house though, I'm like, oh, this is a reminder of like what I did not have before, right? This is a one thing in my life that I manifested and it came into fruition. And how this home came about actually was when I was not chasing it or like working so hard to get it, it kind of like fell into my lap-ish in a way. I was pregnant and I was like living with my in-laws at the time, and I was like, okay, I want my own house because I'm pregnant. And then I wasn't like super stressed out about it, but I was like, yeah, I know I'm gonna have a house. And then we had a realtor, we went to go see homes. My husband like took me to see homes every weekend, and this one was on his radar, but out of nowhere he's like, oh dude, let's check one out. It's like right here. What do you think? And then we went here, and when I stepped in, I was like, dude, this is our home. Like I just had that right feeling. It was such a good and wild feeling. I didn't know how it's gonna happen. Didn't even think about it. All I knew was that is my home. And mind you, I live in the Bay Area, so it's pretty competitive. At that time, there were other offers. There was three other offers, I believe, and there was four total offers, and the homeowners, wanted our offer, and I was like, holy smokes, like, things always do work out, and so I have to remind myself that things will work out in the best divine timing, and the universe always works its magic in its own ways, and they're not going to give you anything that you're not ready for. So this is again the tools that I taught myself when I just had a miscarriage in September. I was like, why is the universe punishing me? But again, it wasn't punishing me. It's telling me and leading me to like, okay, Kathy and George, you're not ready for a baby yet. And it's okay. It will happen again. It will happen. I know I'm going to have a number two. I just don't know when. Maybe sometime next year, hopefully. But it made me realize, like, oh man, I do want a second child because actually my husband and I were not even thinking about wanting a second child. It just kind of happened for us. And then when I got pregnant, I was like, man, I really want this. I really want a second child. So that was another confirmation, like, okay, for me, that I do want a second child, not right timing now. I need to probably learn some more before I have that second child. And mind you, I am learning more. It's so beautiful because I'm learning to be more calm. I'm learning to connect with Gemma more. I'm becoming the mother that I really truly want to be. Like being in the present, being calm as much as possible, trying to understand them and give my kids the space to be who they really are and to do it in a way where they have the least amount of trauma. Of course they're gonna have trauma. Everybody has trauma. Everybody. You cannot tell me you've never had trauma. And even if you think you don't, there's always trauma in there to work at, okay? Maybe you don't have trauma if like you're a monk and then you've like meditated so much that you just literally release all of that crazy trauma. Okay. But for most of us, we do have trauma that we need to work through. and to learn. But anywho, being in the present is what I've been trying to work at. And I've noticed that has changed me from being more calm, being less irritated, which I've wanted to do, being less explosive. Like I used to be so irritated so fast, and then I get so mad and just like snap. And I hated that. Hated that so much. You know who does that more than me? My husband. And it's so funny because he used to be the calm one. He used to be me, and then our roles were reversed, which is so wild, right? That's why it's a journey being with somebody, to be honest, too. Okay. It's always going to be a learning journey, but as long as you guys want to grow together and to understand one another and to communicate, it will work. Trust. It's been tough after having Gemma. We both obviously had a lot of butting heads and disagreements, but we're still together because we love each other. We know that for the most part, though, it's because we're just not learning to regulate ourselves. And when we're not regulated, it's because we're so not grounded. That's what I've discovered. And so he is not grounded because he has not been doing the things he loves. He's been doing all the things for the family. I know that. Like he works and he comes home, he helps with the kid, and he doesn't have much time for himself. And I know that he needs more grounding. And so I have to be the best grounded version, being in the present, to be me as an example, so that he can show up to do that in our work too. And the only thing we can control, reminder, is yourself, ourselves. All I can do is practice on me being the best me that I can be, then everybody around me will see that. And then I give off the energy of like, okay, I'm this positive light being and I'm an example, and they can follow through and they will slowly come at their own pace. Because again, right? You're here for your own experience. You can't control others what to do. You can't tell them what to do. All you can do is do your best and set that good example. And so when you guys are grounded, you guys will thank me and feel good and keep wanting to do that. And then you'll see other people around you grounding and being in the present. And then it'll just be that ripple effect. And this is what we're here to do. We're here to teach others and to grow as a collective, to raise the vibration together in this earth. And we need this more so than ever right now, I believe. Well, in the US, it's super tense right now with all the politics going on. I'm not a political person, but I do believe in voting and doing what's best for you. And again, example though, before I used to get so worked up about like the way people used to vote and having, a certain type of thought or ideas. Like, if you vote this way, why would you? And blah, 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 like be so judgmental. Now I just think of it as okay, they have their own experiences and realities, and of course they're voting because of their own influences and what they're going through in life, and that's their choice. But whatever outcome comes out of everything, it doesn't matter because in the end, all you can do is the things for yourself, right? And if you focus on other people's negative energies or focusing on all the negatives about them, you're not going to win. So just focus on what you can do for yourself. That's it. In the end, everything will work out the way it's supposed to be. I believe in trust in divine, and there's always a reason for something. That's what I truly believe. But we can't get worked up because that's just only dividing us more and more. The more you get worked up, the more you get angry, the more you hate, right? Just never wins. So love, understand, be kind to one another, literally. I don't know how to express that enough. But only you can understand it when you're grounding, you're loving, you're kind to yourself, you're being in the present, you're living the BS life. Life is so much more calmer, so much more easier, so much more happier, so much more joy. Of course, there's frustrations, right? It's being a human, but You will totally, totally get what I'm saying. And when I'm recording it right now, it's at 3:33 at this exact moment in time. Wow, beautiful. I love angel numbers, and it's always a good sign that I am guided, I am protected, I am loved by the divine, my angels and guides, and so are you. If you're here, that means you're here also to lift and raise the vibration of the collective. It's such a beautiful thing. Hopefully this episode was super powerful and helpful for you. Um, I really think that grounding has been a very monumental shift for me recently, and it truly is that easy. It's crazy. But grounding is so simple, right? It's such a simple yet profound way to reconnect with ourselves and being in the present moment. And it helps us find calm, it reduces stress, and it builds a foundation of resilience. I hope the exercises we discussed today gives you a strong starting point to incorporate grounding into your daily life. Remember, grounding is something you can do anywhere, anytime, whether you're at home, at work, driving, or even just taking a quick break. And right when you are actually, feeling that overwhelm, stress, anxiety, anger, irritation, you can always do any of these tools. But the best one I feel is I am grounded in my being has been the fastest, easiest way for me to try to like remind myself, ground myself, ground myself, ground myself, But all the other ones are fast and easy as well. All right, I want to thank you for tuning into this episode on the power of grounding. I hope these insights and exercises give you some valuable tools to reconnect with the present and bring a little more peace into your day. Remember, grounding is about more than just calming down. It's about creating a strong foundation within yourself so you can handle whatever life throws your way. If you're ready to dive even deeper into personal growth and want support on your journey, I'm here for you. You can work with me one-on-one or book a numerology guidance card reading to gain clarity and direction. Just head to the link in the show notes below or visit my website to get started at www.kathymao.com. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, or share with someone who might benefit from grounding exercises. Together, we can create a community that's empowered, present, and grounded. And until next time, keep igniting your power and embracing the bliss of life.